up, Cinema Shogun here, and there has been all of this UFO and alien talk lately. And for someone like me, this is a dream come true. Or at least I thought it was. You know, I've been interested in aliens and UFOs since before I can even remember. There's not a time in my life that I can remember where I wasn't fascinated by the possibility of life in other places besides Earth. I always believed in aliens. I researched the topic, read countless books, watched countless documentaries, heard from so many experts. It's been a topic that I've been interested in my entire life. And I would dream of moments like this, when we could openly talk about this topic without seeming crazy, without people thinking that you're a big conspiracy theorist. Oh, haha, you believe in aliens. I dreamed of a time where we could have open-minded discussions about this topic. And we have finally reached that point. I dreamed of the day where the government would be more transparent about this topic and would be more open about releasing information about aliens and UFOs. And here we are. So for someone like me, I should be happy. This is everything I ever asked for. This topic that I put so much time into researching, you know, it's just countless hours. Not only researching, but just engaging in conversations about aliens and UFOs with friends. Sitting outside at night, staring into the sky, waiting to see something weird. And now that we've reached this moment, where our government and Congress is having meetings about UFOs, maybe it's the skeptic in me, but something just, I don't feel the feeling that I thought I would feel. And like I said, this should be, for me, like I should be feeling like a kid on Christmas morning. But I'm not getting the feeling that I should feel. Because unfortunately, I don't know what it is, and I know a lot of you all are dealing with the same thing. A lot of you all feel the same way. I've heard from a lot of people who feel this way as well. It's just that once the government acknowledged this stuff and started openly talking about it, it made me really skeptical. It made me feel really iffy about the entire situation. Don't get me wrong. I still believe in aliens. And a lot of the information that the government has been releasing lately, a lot of the information that's come out during these Congress hearings and Senate meetings, it's all stuff that I already knew and believed. So a lot of it, it's not necessarily new information. It's just new because it's coming out of the mouth of someone with credentials, but it's stuff that we've all been talking about in the UFO community for years. So it's not that I don't believe a lot of the information that's coming out. It's just that I don't trust the reasoning behind releasing all of this information right now. Like, it kind of looks like aliens and UFOs are the next big thing that they want us to focus on, that they want to distract us with, that they want us to be scared of. And I'll be the first person to tell you that we are living in historical times. And it's not like I'm saying that we shouldn't be paying attention to what's going on. I do think that these Congress hearings and stuff, I do think that that's a huge deal. It's a huge step forward. But at the same time, me and many of you all, we're all skeptical because we've lost a lot of trust in these politicians. We've lost a lot of trust in these narratives that are spun by the media. And after looking into this type of stuff for so long, for a lifetime, it's so weird to now be at this point where They're talking about it in Congress. So I heard recently that they were going to have a hearing in Mexico, like Mexico's Congress. They were going to have a hearing about UFOs as well. And I didn't tune in at first because I was kind of put off by the last UFO hearings because, like I said, a lot of the information and stuff that I already knew and believed in. But at the same time, I get an icky, weird feeling now that they're being open about it, and I just don't know how to feel about it. So I wasn't really worried about tuning into this hearing in Mexico. But I thought it was just going to be the same old, same old. They're going to play some clips that we've already been looking at for years. I thought they were going to go over information that we already kind of knew about. And then these mofos pulled out 2 alien bodies right there in the middle of the Congress hearing. I'm thinking that this is going to be some, boring, ish that happens in America like the last UFO hearings that were kind of I don't want to say a waste of time. I mean, it's a big deal that it's happening, but it's like we're hearing information that we believed for years, and now hearing y'all talk about it, we don't know what to believe. But these mofos just pulled out freaking alien bodies like wham! Not one, now here's 2 alien bodies. And I'm just sitting here like, whoa, what? What is going on right now?
Evolución posterior. De acuerdo a la Universidad Nacional Autónoma de México, quien realizó los análisis de carbono 14, estos seres tienen alrededor de 1000 años de antigüedad. Es decir, no se trata de seres que fueron recuperados en naves.
Listen, I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that. They really whipped out the alien bodies in the middle of a Congress hearing. Like, here's one and here's another. So, yeah, I was taken aback by that for sure. And then, of course, the internet went crazy. And I see people saying all types of stuff. And one of the main things I see people saying is that they don't believe that these alien bodies are real because why do they look like the aliens from the movies? Surely if aliens were real, they wouldn't resemble anything from the movies. Obviously, this is fake. These are like movie props. They designed them after movies. But here's what I don't think people realize. A lot of the stuff you see in movies, it's not necessarily stuff that people just created off the top of their head. This image of aliens, the image of the gray aliens, short with big heads that you see in movies, that's not necessarily an image that was created by Hollywood. There were depictions of grays and these alien-like creatures with big heads on cave drawings and cave carvings and old paintings and old documents and old artwork from years and years and years and years ago in ancient history. So you may look at these bodies and be like, oh, this looks like some Hollywood type stuff. But you have to understand that Hollywood didn't create this image of aliens. If anything, they were inspired by images from the past, or maybe even stuff that we don't know about. You got to look into predictive programming and stuff like that. They put stuff in movies all the time to desensitize you to things that are going to happen in the future, to desensitize you to things that are real. So I know a lot of people are looking at these aliens thinking they look too close to something from a movie, but that's because the movies are based on ancient depictions. And some would argue modern day depictions that we just don't know about, but maybe they have access to. So that's one of the main things I've been seeing people say. Now, are these alien bodies real or not? I'm not here to tell you. Obviously, I haven't done tests on the bodies. I'm just here reporting what happened. And what happened is they had this hearing about UFOs and aliens in Mexico with Congress, and they whipped out these two bad boys, okay? And then they pulled out other photos, and things got really, really crazy there for a second. They got kind of wild, okay? You got 1,000-year-old alien bodies being plopped on the desk right in front of you like, bam, here's Exhibit 1 and Exhibit 2. But yeah, I just thought that that was an important point to make that goes over a lot of people's heads. You know, you see movies like E.T. and you see, you know, random, just any movie you can think of, and you think that these are, you know, people who are creating these images in their mind about aliens, when in reality these images have been around well before Hollywood. And like I said, we don't know what Hollywood and some of these powerful directors and stuff, we don't know what they have access to. We don't know if the government comes and sits down with Steven Spielberg like, bam, you're going to make a movie called E.T., and this is what the alien will look like, okay? We need its head to look like this, and we need this and that. You know, you never know, okay? I'm telling you all, predictive programming is real. Does it go to that extent? Maybe not. But, hey, I don't put anything past Hollywood at all. But even when you go into other things like vampires, witches, werewolves, these aren't things that were created for Hollywood. These were tall tales. These were myths, legends, maybe even real things that existed at certain points in time. You know, so everyone thinks that Hollywood creates all of these creatures, when usually Hollywood is just inspired by other things. So that's the point that I'm trying to make here. As far as these alien bodies go, keep in mind that these are supposed to be like 1,000-year-old mummified aliens, which when you think about it is very interesting. Because there's a possibility here that there was a time on this planet where these creatures that you see, the bodies of these creatures that you see, there's a possibility that there was a time where they were coexisting with humans on Earth. Seen as they're, 1,000-year-old mummified corpses, there's a possibility that there was a time that they were on Earth along with humans, and humans knew of it. Maybe this knowledge got lost along the way. You know, the great conquerors of history, these warlords, these powerful empires. There's a saying that goes, history is written by the victor. So a lot of the history of our world, it's been destroyed, it's been burned, it's been ripped apart. And everything's been morphed and shifted in certain ways throughout time. So there's so much stuff about this world that we don't know that was just lost over time. One king, one empire takes over, they destroy your library, they destroy all your documents, they destroy your depiction of history, and then they create their own. So when I look at these mummified corpses, if they are real, I can't help but think of the possibilities that these creatures could have at one point coexisted with people, or at the very least at one time existed on this planet somewhere. They could have been in pockets in certain areas. And we don't even know if these beings, if they're real, we don't know if they came from another planet. We don't know where they came from. They could have come from another dimension. They could have already been here. There's so many possibilities. What I will say is, if you're going to pull out the 1,000-year-old crusty alien bodies, I want to see some new ones. Okay? What are aliens looking like in 2023? That's what I want to know. Also, I think people need to keep in mind that just because you see these aliens looking like this, and it maybe doesn't match the image that you had for aliens in your head, it doesn't mean that, aliens don't have to be one species. They don't all have to be one, certain shape and size. They could be coming from different planets, different areas. They could all look different. There could be different races, different species. You gotta broaden your horizons. You gotta think outside the box when it comes to stuff like this. But at the end of the day, You let me know if you think this is real or not. I don't know what to think. Like I told you at the beginning of this video, I'm really skeptical about everything. It's obvious that we are being pushed into a certain direction. It's obvious that, now that we're seeing even Mexico do stuff like this, that there's a push that's bigger than just the U.S. It seems like there's a worldwide push to start the conversation about aliens. Why? Do they have something planned? Or are we about to be visited soon? Something is coming. And that's another thing that's very important. Something's coming, folks. I don't know what it is. Will it be real aliens? Will it be fake? Something involving aliens is going to happen soon. They're not, after hundreds of years, after literally doing anything they could to keep this stuff a secret, they're not releasing all this info for no reason. And now that we're seeing other countries move like America, move in step, like, okay, America, you're having hearings, now we're going to have hearings. You're going to release this, we're going to release this, we're going to release this. I'm telling you all, just buckle up. Things are going to get weird soon. Let me know your thoughts, though, down below. While you're down there, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all soon in the next video.